Hi, my name is Ethel, and I'm going to talk about the New World Geopolitical Order. The events that I'm going to present are the D-Day, the Germany collapse, the Japan surrender, the Allied occupation of Germany, the victorious nations, and the New World Geopolitical Order. The D-Day is when the Allies invaded France through Normandy on June 6 of 1944. The collapse of Nazi Germany began when their leader Hitler committed suicide in April 3rd. Because after this, the German forces began to surrender one by one, and finally, on May 7, Nazi Germany collapsed. Japan and the United States continued fighting until August 15, when the US dropped an atomic bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, forcing Japan to surrender. The victorious nations were the United States, United Kingdom, the Soviet Union, and France. Following the establishment of the German republics, a new ideological hostility was developed in Europe between the capitalist West and the communist East. On one hand, the capitalists created the European Coal and Steel Community, and on the other hand, the communists created the Warsaw Pact. United States versus Soviet Union. They entered in a period of bipolarity so termed because they were leaders of opposing economic systems, and they have different views about how the world should be ruled. And to know more about this topic, I made an interview to my mother, Ethel Yadira, and I asked her what are the differences between the capitalism and the communism. And she answered that while in the capitalist system, things were owned by people or an individual, and in the communism, there is no state, money, nor social classes, and the means of production are commonly owned. And finally, my opinion about this topic. After the war, Europe was going through very rough times. Its economy was horribly affected by the war, and politics were a total disorder. On one side, there were the communist Soviet power and the capitalism Western power. Then, besides the ideological, political, and economic differences, will then lead to the perfect scenario for a war that instead of weapons used the mental control.